Hey yogis, I'm Nicole. Welcome to my yoga time. Today's yoga snack is ideal, especially for the evening to undo the day's tension, but of course you can practice at any time of the day. Now I do have blocks for this class, but you can practice this one without the blocks. When you're ready, we're going to come straight over onto all fours and move into our puppy pose to release any tension in the shoulders. So keeping those hips up nice and high, extending the arms out in front. Now you might choose to have the hands as wide as the mat. Forehead comfortably meeting the mat. If not, use your block underneath. Option 2, elbows come in a little closer. Bring those hands into prayer above the head. Feel the in-breath expanding the upper body. Pausing, holding the breath for a moment or two before you exhale slowly. Follow your next inhalation out of the pose, coming into tabletop position. From here, we're just going to step up to the top of your mat and find your ragdoll. So feet about hip width apart, a little bit wider if you need to. Collect those elbows with the opposite hands and just begin to sway from side to side or tracing a figure of eights through the elbows. And then if you do have those blocks close by, you might like to have them next to the feet here. So bring the feet in a little bit closer. So when you're ready here, I want you to squeeze the heels in towards one another. Tone through the lower belly, and as you inhale, come halfway up. Bring the arms with you. So this is strong in the back, strong in the core. As you exhale, har out the breath, bend your knees, and try to squish your belly into your thighs. So when you're ready. Coming up again, inhale. And exhale, fold. Last one. Well done. From here, we'll take those blocks to the highest height if you have them and step your left foot back about 1 meter. So coming into our pyramid pose, back foot here is on a 45-degree angle. So for the first few breaths, let's keep the heart lifted. Try to press the feet away from one another. Just pressing the right heel in a little and the left heel out. This will help to square up those hips. Try to keep a little lift in the tailbone and a lift in the heart. Well done. Inhale. And as you exhale, folding over the leg now, feel free to lower the blocks, or if you don't need them, you can take your palms to the mat. It's okay to bend this front knee to bring the belly to meet the thigh. Keep pressing those feet away from one another. Here, a little tuck of the tailbone. Try to press those palms down and slide them forward. Well done. Let's bend that right knee now. Lower down into your low lunge. So left knee coming down to the mat. From here, we're going to bring those arms up. And instead of pressing the feet away from one another here, I want you to try and squeeze them towards one another. Lifting the chin and moving the throat forward. A little tone in this left buttock is going to help open up that hip flexor a little bit more. Be with your breath. as you exhale, bring those hands down. I'm going to move those hips back and come into a seated position. So if you can, bring your left leg out. Now the sole of the left foot's going to meet the thigh. Option, of course, to bend the right knee and use your block underneath if you're quite tight through the back or the hamstrings. Create a little bit of pressure between left foot and right thigh, so we want to press them in towards one another. Let's inhale the arms up. Turn to the right just a touch so your sternum's in line with your leg. And then as you exhale, fold. And then follow your inhalation back out of the pose. Exhaling down. And inhaling up. And this last one, we're going to stay down now, just reaching for the leg, or maybe you can take a hold of the foot. If you do have the foot, find a little resistance between the foot and the hands. You might choose to keep your drishti on your big toe, or maybe take it down towards your knee. Maintaining that little bit of pressure between the left foot and the right thigh. Breathe into the back. Inhaling and pause. Exhale and surrender. And from here, let's just roll back up to seated. We're going to cross the ankles, roll over the knees, find your tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Begin to move through your cat-cow stretches and curl those toes under. So inhale into your back bend, exhale to round the spine. Next time you round the spine, we're going to push up into your downward facing dog. From here, step those feet to the top of your mat. Recruit the blocks if you like. Inhaling halfway up, keep the fingertips on the blocks. And then as you exhale, fold, take your right foot back, pyramid pose on the other side. So first few breaths, we're going to keep the heart lifted. Make this about the hamstrings. So you're trying to lift through the tailbone, stretch the mat with your feet. Let's exhale and fold over the leg now, allowing the back to round. Gently pressing those palms down and forward. Now let's step that right foot back, coming into your low lunge, right knee to the mat. Squeezing the feet towards one another. So you're trying to pull that right knee forward, left heel back. Inhale. And as you exhale, bring those hands down. We're going to move back into our seated position now. So coming down onto the buttocks, placing the right foot to the left thigh, finding that resistance. When you're ready, arms coming up as you inhale, turn a little to the left, and as you exhale, folding down. Inhale to come back up. Exhale to lower. Staying down on this third time now, collecting the leg or the foot. And feel the breath moving the back side of the body. Feeling the body move with the ebb and flow of the breath. Well done, yogis. Let's just roll up to seated. Once again, we're going to cross at the ankles, roll over the knees, find your tabletop. Inhale into your back bend, exhaling to round. One more. This time as you round, lifting up those hips into your downward facing dog. From here, you can center your left foot, raise the right leg. Option to lift up that right hip and bend the knee. Point the knee to the ceiling, looking under your armpit. Keeping this right foot flexed as though you're trying to kick something away. Inhale to straighten the leg, square the hips, step that right foot forward to the outside of your right hand. So you're coming into your lizard pose. Now if your hips are quite tight here, feel free to go a little higher, take those hands onto the blocks. I want you to feel as though you're trying to drag your hands back and reach your heart forward. Keeping the jaw relaxed. And from here, we'll transition into a wide-legged forward fold and bring your blocks with you if you have them. So walking the hands towards the left leg, then turning the feet so that they are parallel to the short side of the mat. Now, if you're using your blocks, extend the arms out in front. Blocks are on the flat side, but keeping your hips in line with your heels. Begin to lift the arches of the feet. Draw up the kneecaps. Try and press the feet away from one another. Now let's take 3 out breaths through the mouth, haaring out the breath. And from here, let's walk those hands back and then towards your left leg. So coming into your lizard pose on this side. So take the blocks with you if you need them. Hands are on the inside of your left leg. Heart reaching forward. And breathing into those hips. Let's return to our wide-legged forward fold. So option 1, you can practice what we just did on the blocks. Option 2, we'll interlace those fingers. Feel free to turn the head from side to side, releasing any tension in the neck. And when you're ready, lower those hands down. Let's walk back towards the right foot. So option 1, you'll step up into your ragdoll position. Option 2, if you have no concerns with your hips and knees, we're going to step up into our yogi squat. So turn your right toes out, have your heel in a little, and step that left foot up and lower those hips down. So if you're in your squat and you feel like you need to lighten the pose, you can always take the block and place it underneath your bottom. Let's bring those hands to prayer and push the elbows into the knees into the elbows. So find a little resistance there. A wonderful pose to help stimulate digestion. Obviously a deep hip opening pose as well. From here we'll come to seated. Just take that one or both hands behind you as you lower down to your mat. So let's recruit just one of your blocks, if you have it of course. Place it in between your thighs, and when you're ready, leaning back on a 45-degree angle and picking up those feet. Option to release those hands and take a mudra, connecting index finger and thumbs. Keep those thighs squeezing in on the block. From here, we're going to point the toes up, lower the heels down. Try and drag the heels back towards your bottom. Inhale, arms up, and as you exhale, twist to your right. So keep dragging the heels back, keep squeezing in on the block, and your right hand can press down and try to slide away. And then deepen your breath. Let's inhale the arms up and exhale other side. Inhaling the arms up once again, and exhale, lower hands, remove the block. So we're coming into a wide-legged seated position now. And if this is not an option for you, you can always recline and take your legs up against the wall and let those legs come out wide. If the hips are quite tight, feel free to sit up on a block. If you need to bend the knees and pop a block underneath is fine as well. Option 1 will be here. Option 2, if you've got that range of motion to come forward, if you don't have much, you could just come to a chair in front, otherwise coming all the way down, maybe stacking 1 or 2 blocks if you need to. Letting your forehead rest on your prop. Feel free to turn those palms up. You might even like to take a mudra here as well. Chin mudra, connecting the thumb to the index finger. And follow your next inhalation out of the pose. Taking your props to the side, and we'll use those hands to help those legs come together. Give the legs a little squeeze. And then we're going to come down onto your navel. So either from your tabletop position, or if you would like to take a plank position, lift those knees up off the mat. Push the upper back up towards the ceiling. Bring the body forward, you're looking over a cliff. Squeeze those elbows in as you come all the way down. When you touch down, let's take the hands out in front, lift the heart, try and pull the hands back. And let's lower down. We're going to flip over onto your back. Move the hips just a little to the left and cross your left leg over your right leg. Coming down into a twist now, feel free to place a block underneath your legs for support. Arms can be out to the side. Lift the head and move the back of the head to the right before turning your head to the left. And let's wring out any last bit of tension or stress from your day. Breathing into the lower belly and the lower back. Take one more inhalation. And then as you exhale, we're going to roll over onto the right side. So you might choose to prop up your head. You can lower the block to the lowest height, keeping your left knee resting on the block, and we'll straighten the right leg now. Tuck your right toes under so your heel points up to the ceiling. So you're rotating the leg. Take the leg back just a little and then bend the knee and collect the foot. So if you can't reach the foot with ease, you can always use a strap around the foot instead. Option 1, keep the head propped up. Option 2, lower down. And do try to draw in your bottom ribs here. Deepen your breath down the right side of the body. Inhale. And as you exhale, release the foot. Roll onto your back. And prepare to twist on the other side. So crossing right leg over the left. Make sure you take your hips just a touch to the right. And then lowering down into your twist. Lifting the head and moving the back of the head to the left before turning to the right. Let's roll onto the left side now. Keep your right knee resting on the block. Straighten your left leg, rotate the leg. So heel up to the ceiling, thigh down towards the mat. Then bend the knee and collect the foot. And next exhalation, release the foot, return to your back. From here, just take a hold of the knees. You might like to rock from side to side. Either staying here, or you might like to take the knees a little bit wider towards the armpits. Final option is your happy baby pose. You can stack the ankles above the knees so the shins are vertical, reaching for the outer edges of your feet and pushing the feet into the hands, hands into the feet. And then when you're ready, let's lower down, coming into Shavasana. If you've got those blocks close by, you might choose to place one under each leg, or of course you could use a pillow instead, or nothing at all is fine. Turning the palms to face the ceiling and tucking your shoulders under. Feel free to take your mudra once again. Softening the forehead and letting the eyes roll back. And just be. Inhaling a little deeper now as you guide your awareness back. Begin to swallow. Move the tongue over the teeth. Feel free to wiggle toes and fingers. Feel free to stretch if the urge arises. Before rolling onto your preferred side. Thanks, yogis. I hope you enjoyed today's practice and you've undone any bad posture in the body or released any tension from your day. If you enjoyed the class, please do subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to support free yoga on YouTube. Wishing you a lovely day.